What's up, hustlers? This is Ben Larry, and we're now on UCC Article 4A regarding funds transfers. Part 1, Subject Matter and Definitions. 4A 101 Short Title. This article may be cited as Uniform Commercial Code Funds Transfers. 4A 102 Subject Matter. Except as otherwise provided in Section 4A 108, this article applies to funds transfers defined in Section 4A 104. 4A 103 Payment Order Definitions. In this article, payment order means an instruction of a sender to a receiving bank transmitted orally, electronically, or in writing to pay or to cause another bank to pay a fixed or determinable amount of money to a beneficiary if the instruction does not state a condition to payment to the beneficiary other than time of payment. 2. The receiving bank is to be reimbursed by debiting an account of or otherwise receiving payment from the sender. The receiving bank is to be reimbursed by debiting an account of or otherwise receiving payment from the sender. Okay. 3. The instruction is transmitted by the sender directly to the receiving bank or to an agent, funds transfer system, or communication system for transmittal to the receiving bank. 2. Right, okay, I didn't get any of that, to be honest. 2. Beneficiary means the person to be paid by the beneficiary's bank. There you go. 3. Beneficiary bank means the bank identified in a payment order in which an account of the beneficiary is to be credited pursuant to the order, or which otherwise is to make payment to the beneficiary if the order does not provide for payment to an account. Now there you go. Receiving bank means the bank to which the sender's instruction is addressed. In other words, the drawee bank, I think. Receiving bank, beneficiary bank, receiving bank. In other words, the accepting bank. Anyway, sender means the person giving the instruction to the receiving bank. Okay. If an instruction complying with subsection A1 is to make more than one payment to a beneficiary, the instruction is a separate payment order with respect to each payment. A payment order is issued when it is sent to the receiving bank, or what I think of as the drawee. Right, funds transfer definition. 4A 104. In this article, funds transfer means that the series of transactions beginning with the originator's payment order made for the purpose of making payment to the beneficiary of the order. The term includes any payment order issued by the originator's bank or an intermediary bank intended to carry out the originator's payment order. A fund transfer is completed by acceptance by the beneficiary's bank of a payment order for the benefit of the beneficiary of the originator's payment order. Intermediary bank means a receiving bank other than the originator's bank or the beneficiary's bank. Originator means the sender of the first payment order in a funds transfer. Originator's bank means the receiving originator's bank means the receiving bank to which the payment order of the originator is issued if the originator is not a bank, or 2, the originator if the originator is a bank. Now, I'm a little bit confused because I've learned the terms drawer, drawee, payee, things like that. So, I've learned to say drawee bank and things like that. So let's get this straight. The originator's bank means the receiving bank to which the payment order of the originator is issued. In other words, like the payee bank, the beneficiary bank, right? Originator. Originator's bank. In other words, the drawee bank, the payor bank, yeah? Okay. 4A 105, other definitions. In this article, authorized account means a deposit account of a customer in a bank designated by the customer as a source of payment orders issued by the customer to the bank. If a customer does not so designate an account, any account of the customer is an authorized account if payment of a payment order from that account is not inconsistent with a restriction on the use of that account. 2. Bank means a person engaged in the business of banking and includes a savings bank, savings and loan association, credit union, and trust company. A branch or separate office of a bank is a separate bank for purposes of this article. Customer means any person, including a bank, having an account with a bank or from whom a bank has agreed to receive payment orders. Funds transfer business day of a receiving bank means the part of a day during which the receiving bank is open for the receipt, processing and transmittal of payment orders and cancellations and amendments of payment orders. Funds transfer system means a wire transfer network, automated clearinghouse or other communication system of a clearinghouse or other association of banks through which a payment order by a bank may be transmitted to the bank to which the order is addressed. 6. Reserved. 7. Prove with respect to a fact means to meet the burden of establishing the fact. Section 1201. Other definitions applying to this article and the sections in which they appear are acceptance from Article 4A, from Section 209, beneficiary from 103. We've already read that, I think, have we? Yeah. Beneficiary bank from 103, executed from 301, we haven't got there yet. Execution date 301, we haven't got there yet. Funds transfer from 104, we've already read that. Funds transfer system rule from 501, we haven't read that yet. Intermediary bank from 104, we've read that. Originator, we've read that. Originator's bank, we've read that. Payment by beneficiary bank to beneficiary from 405, we haven't read that yet. Payment by originator to beneficiary from 406, we haven't read that yet. Payment by sender to receiving bank from 403, we haven't read that yet. Payment date from 401, we haven't read that yet. Payment order from 103, we've read that. Receiving bank from 103, we've read that. Security procedure from 201, we haven't read that yet. Sender from 103, we've read that. The following definitions in Article 4 apply to this article. Clearinghouse from 4104, item from 4104, and suspends payments from 4104. In addition, Article 1 contains general definition and principles of construction and interpretation applicable throughout this article. Okay. Section 4A106, time payment order is received. The time a receipt of a payment order or communication cancelling or amending a payment order is determined by the rules applicable to receipt of a notice stated in section 1202. A receiving bank may fix a cut-off time or times on a funds transfer business day for the receipt and processing of payment orders and communications cancelling or amending payment orders. Different cut-off times may apply to payment orders, cancellations or amendments, or to different categories of payment orders, cancellations or amendments. A cut-off time may apply to senders generally, or different cut-off times may apply to different senders or to categories of payment orders. If a payment order or communication cancelling or amending a payment order is received after the close of a funds transfer business day or after the appropriate cut-off time on a funds transfer business day, the receiving bank may treat the payment order or communication as receiving at the opening of the next funds transfer business day. If the article refers to an execution date or payment date or states a day on which a receiving bank is required to take action and the date or day does not fall on a funds transfer business day, the next day that is a funds transfer business day is treated as the date or days stated, unless the contrary is stated in this article. 4A107, Federal Reserve Regulations Operating Circulars. Regulations of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and operating circulars of the Federal Reserve Bank supersedes any inconsistent provision of this article to the extent of the inconsistency. 4A108, exclusion of consumer transactions governed by federal law. This article does not apply to a funds transfer, any part of which is governed by Electronic Fund Transfer Act of 1978, Public Law 95-630-92, Stat 3728, I don't know what that is, 15 US Code, Section 1693, as amended from time to time. Okay, so in the next video, we'll come back and continue with part 2, issue and acceptance of payment order.